I watched my mother-in-law Carol deliberately set the dining room table for 11 people while looking directly at me, her smile never wavering as she announced that this year's Thanksgiving would be for immediate family only. My husband David sat silently scrolling through his phone, pretending not to notice the obvious exclusion, and watched her face transform from smug satisfaction to complete bewilderment when the catering company she'd hired called to confirm tomorrow's menu changes for the Williams Industries Executive Thanksgiving Gala I was hosting for 300 guests. Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from, and if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow I've saved something extra special for you. The alarm pierces through the darkness of my small studio apartment at 5:15 every morning, but I've trained myself to wake up naturally a few minutes before it sounds. While David sleeps peacefully in our shared bed, completely unaware of the empire I've been building in the shadows, I slip quietly into the converted walk-in closet that serves as my command center. The space measures barely 8 feet by 6 feet, but within these walls, I've orchestrated a business transformation that would shock anyone who knows me only as Sarah Chen, the quiet elementary school teacher who married into the prominent Williams family 3 years ago. My laptop screen illuminates stacks of corporate contracts, market research reports, and financial projections that span industries I never imagined I'd understand when I was struggling through my education degree at the local community college. My fingers move across the keyboard with practiced precision as I review overnight emails from my team of 12 full-time employees, strategic partners across 4 states, and clients whose names would be immediately recognizable to anyone who follows business news or reads the financial section of major newspapers. These early morning sessions aren't romantic fantasies or wishful thinking exercises, they represent 22 months of systematic planning, strategic relationship building, and methodical execution of a business strategy that has transformed me from an overlooked daughter-in-law into the CEO of a corporate event planning and executive services company that generates more revenue in a single quarter than David's entire family earns collectively in a year. The irony cuts deep and provides fuel for the motivation that drives me out of bed before dawn every single day. While Carol Williams and her family consistently treat me as an outsider who lacks sophistication, education, or meaningful contribution to their social circle, I've been quietly building a client roster that includes Fortune 500 CEOs, state government officials, and entertainment industry executives who trust me with events that can make or break multi-million-dollar deals and political careers. The morning routine that begins in darkness represents more than professional ambition, it represents my systematic response to 3 years of subtle cruelty, deliberate exclusion, and condescending treatment disguised as family concern for my background and capabilities. My transformation from underestimated teacher to successful entrepreneur began not with sudden inspiration, but with careful observation of inefficiencies and missed opportunities within the corporate hospitality industry. My part-time position at Riverside Elementary provides me with flexible scheduling that most people assume reflects my limited professional ambitions. In reality, the teaching schedule gives me access to afternoon and evening hours when corporate executives conduct their most important business meetings and require sophisticated event coordination services. Every parent-teacher conference becomes a networking opportunity. Every school fundraising event becomes a showcase for my organizational capabilities. Every interaction with successful parents becomes market research that informs my understanding of high-net-worth client expectations and preferences. The education setting provides perfect cover for building relationships with potential clients who would never consider hiring a corporate event planner they met through traditional business channels, but who trust the competent teacher who demonstrates exceptional attention to detail in managing their children's educational experiences. The financial foundation for my business empire emerged through disciplined savings and strategic investment decisions that required sacrificing immediate comfort for long-term opportunity. While David's family vacations at expensive destinations and comments dismissively about my inability to contribute equally to luxury experiences, I've been systematically reinvesting every dollar of profit into expanding my service capabilities and client base. The irony remains invisible to them, but I find deep satisfaction in their complete obliviousness to my growing influence and expanding professional network. The morning planning sessions follow a precise structure designed to maximize productivity during the limited time available before my official workday begins. 5:15 to 5:45 involves reviewing client communications, project status updates, and immediate action items that require my direct attention before business hours officially begin. 5:45 to 6:15 focuses on strategic planning for new client acquisition, service expansion opportunities, and competitive analysis that keeps my company ahead of market trends and client expectations. 6:15 to 6:45 is dedicated to financial analysis, reviewing performance metrics, and coordinating with my accountant and business attorney on matters that require sophisticated professional expertise. The education happening during these pre-dawn sessions rivals anything offered in executive MBA programs, but occurs entirely through practical application, strategic mentorship relationships, and careful observation of successful business practices I encounter through my client work. My first major breakthrough occurred 18 months ago when I successfully coordinated a last-minute corporate retreat for a technology startup whose regular event planner had suffered a family emergency. The weekend event required securing luxury accommodations for 40 executives, arranging transportation, coordinating multiple catering services, and managing entertainment options that would impress investors while staying within a strict budget framework. The challenge seemed impossible given the 48-hour timeline, but I recognized an opportunity to demonstrate capabilities that most event planning companies couldn't deliver under normal circumstances. The success of that weekend event opened doors to consulting relationships with 3 additional technology companies and generated referrals that led to contracts with corporate law firms, medical practices, and financial services companies throughout the metro area. The revenue from that single event provided capital for expanding my service offerings while demonstrating that my systematic approach to project management and client relationship development produces measurable results that exceed client expectations. The business model I developed addresses a specific gap in the corporate event planning market by providing personalized, high-touch services that corporate-owned event planning companies cannot deliver due to their standardized procedures and limited flexibility. My approach emphasizes understanding each client's unique culture, strategic objectives, and relationship dynamics, then designing experiences that strengthen business relationships while achieving specific professional goals. The personalization creates emotional connections that generate client loyalty and referral business that sustainable competitive advantages. My second major expansion occurred 12 months ago when I identified an opportunity to provide comprehensive executive assistant services for high-performing professionals who needed sophisticated administrative support but couldn't justify hiring full-time executive assistants. The service offering includes calendar management, travel coordination, meeting preparation, communication management, and strategic project support that enables busy executives to focus on revenue-generating activities while ensuring their professional obligations are handled with exceptional competence. The Executive Services Division now serves 23 clients across industries ranging from real estate development to entertainment management, generating recurring monthly revenue that provides financial stability while funding continued business expansion. The success resulted from my ability to understand the specific pressures and requirements that successful professionals face, then developing systems and procedures that eliminate administrative burden while maintaining the attention to detail that protects their professional reputations. My approach to client relationship management demonstrates sophistication that would impress business school professors and industry veterans. I maintain detailed profiles for each client that include personal preferences, professional objectives, communication styles, family considerations, and strategic priorities that enable me to anticipate needs and provide proactive support that exceeds expectations. The client intelligence system I developed enables personalized service delivery that creates strong emotional connections and generates the trust necessary for long-term business relationships. The team-building process I've completed over the past year demonstrates leadership capabilities that extend far beyond my formal education or previous professional experience. I've recruited 12 exceptional individuals whose specialized skills complement my strategic vision while maintaining the service quality standards that differentiate my company from larger competitors. The hiring process includes comprehensive interviews, skills assessments, and cultural fit evaluation that ensures team members can deliver sophisticated services while representing my company's values and professional standards. The staff training programs I developed address technical competencies, client relationship management, communication protocols, and professional development opportunities that enable team members to advance their careers while contributing to company growth. The investment in human capital development generates employee loyalty and performance consistency that eliminates the turnover problems that plague most service businesses while ensuring reliable execution of client commitments. My vendor relationship network enables access to resources and capabilities that would be impossible for a small company to develop independently. I've established partnerships with luxury venues, catering companies, transportation services, entertainment providers, and specialty vendors whose cooperation enables me to deliver experiences that rival what major corporate event planning companies can provide. The vendor relationships create cost advantages and quality improvements that enhance profitability while enabling competitive pricing that attracts price-sensitive clients. The technology systems I've implemented provide operational efficiency and client communication capabilities that enable sophisticated project management and real-time coordination of complex events. The client portal system allows clients to track project progress, communicate requirements changes, and access event documentation through secure online platforms that demonstrate professionalism while reducing communication overhead. The technology integration creates competitive advantages that enable superior service delivery while reducing operational costs. The marketing strategy I developed generates new client acquisition through referral programs, strategic partnerships, and targeted networking activities that build brand recognition within specific professional communities. Rather than competing on price or generic service offerings, my marketing approach emphasizes the unique value proposition of personalized service, exceptional attention to detail, and proven results that justify premium pricing while attracting high-quality clients who appreciate superior service delivery. The financial management systems I maintain provide comprehensive tracking of revenue, expenses, profitability, and cash flow across all service divisions and client relationships. Advanced analytical capabilities enable strategic decision-making about pricing, capacity management, and expansion opportunities while ensuring sustainable growth that maintains service quality standards. The financial discipline I've developed through practical application exceeds what most small business owners achieve even with formal business education. My relationship with David presents complex challenges that I navigate with increasing confidence and clarity. David remains completely unaware of my business activities and financial success, partly because I've chosen not to reveal information that would dramatically alter our relationship dynamic, and partly because his attention focuses primarily on his career as a mid-level marketing manager at a regional manufacturing company. David's professional satisfaction derives from stable employment and predictable advancement rather than entrepreneurial thinking or wealth-building strategies. David's perspective on my career reflects his family's assumptions about my capabilities while demonstrating limited vision about possibilities for professional transformation through unconventional paths. His encouragement for me to pursue advanced education or seek higher-paying teaching positions reveals well-intentioned support combined with fundamental misunderstanding of my actual circumstances and capabilities. The gap between David's perception and my reality creates relationship challenges that will require careful navigation when I eventually reveal the truth about my professional achievements. Carol Williams approaches family relationships with the perspective of someone whose identity derives from social position and material accumulation rather than personal accomplishment or individual contribution. Her comments about me consistently focus on deficiencies related to educational background, career advancement, and financial contribution to family activities. Carol's observations reflect assumptions about worth and capability that create blind spots, preventing her from recognizing excellence that emerges from sources she doesn't understand or respect. The weekly family dinners at the Williams house in the prestigious Meadowbrook neighborhood provide me with regular opportunities to observe family dynamics while maintaining the persona of grateful daughter-in-law who appreciates inclusion despite obvious social and economic disparities. The conversations during these gatherings reveal perspectives on success, achievement, and social status that illuminate the psychological barriers preventing the family from recognizing my capabilities or respecting my contributions. Carol's investment in maintaining hierarchical family dynamics serves multiple purposes, including reinforcing her authority and influence over decisions affecting group activities, demonstrating family affluence through expensive lifestyle choices, and creating situations where my financial limitations become visible reminders of my peripheral family status. Carol's strategic approach to family management demonstrates sophistication that I respect, while planning responses that will dramatically alter these relationship patterns. David's sister Jennifer Williams Patterson represents a different type of challenge within family dynamics. Jennifer graduated from State University with a business administration degree and works as a regional sales manager for a pharmaceutical company that serves corporate clients throughout the Southeast. Her professional success provides legitimacy within family circles while creating a platform for subtle condescension toward my teaching career and limited formal business education. Jennifer's comments often include helpful suggestions about career advancement and professional development that assume I lack ambition or capability for meaningful improvement beyond my current position. Jennifer's interaction with me requires particular diplomatic skill because her education and professional experience create credibility that makes her influence within family decisions more significant than Carol's direct authority. Jennifer's ability to appreciate business achievement and professional competence suggests potential for positive relationship development once the truth about my business success becomes apparent. David's father Robert Williams maintains a more neutral position in family dynamics while demonstrating perspectives that reflect traditional assumptions about career priorities and professional advancement. Robert's career as a senior insurance adjuster provides him with stable middle-class income while limiting exposure to entrepreneurial thinking or sophisticated business strategies. His understanding of business operations could potentially enable appreciation for my achievements once my entrepreneurial activities become public knowledge. The family conversations about me often occur in my presence with the assumption that I either don't understand the subtle implications or lack sufficient status to object to condescending analysis of my circumstances and prospects. These discussions provide me with valuable intelligence about family perspectives while testing my emotional resilience and diplomatic capabilities. The ability to maintain composure while enduring systematic underestimation becomes practice for leadership situations that require grace under pressure and strategic thinking despite emotional provocation. The social events that extend beyond immediate family provide me with broader context for understanding attitudes and assumptions that characterize David's social circle. The friends and extended family members who attend gatherings consistently demonstrate perspectives that equate career titles with personal worth and financial circumstances with individual capability. These interactions reinforce my determination to prove that success emerges from strategic thinking and systematic preparation rather than inherited advantages or conventional credentials. My strategy for managing family relationships during my business development phase involves maintaining respectful engagement while avoiding unnecessary conflict or premature revelation that could create obstacles for my expansion plans. I participate in family activities with genuine appreciation for positive aspects of these relationships while internally preparing for dramatic changes that will reshape all interpersonal dynamics once my true circumstances become known. The morning routine that enables my entrepreneurial development also serves as daily practice in self-discipline, strategic thinking, and delayed gratification that strengthens psychological resilience and emotional stability. The ability to wake consistently before dawn while maintaining energy for teaching responsibilities and family obligations demonstrates commitment levels that separate successful individuals from those who remain trapped by circumstances and limitations they're unwilling to challenge through systematic effort. My systematic approach to professional skill development includes not only business and financial education but also study of psychology, communication, and leadership principles that prepare me for expanded responsibilities and public recognition. I understand that revealing my business success will fundamentally alter relationship dynamics with David and his family, requiring diplomatic skills and emotional maturity that enable positive outcomes despite initial shock and potential resentment. The decision to maintain secrecy about my business activities while building substantial success represents strategic choice rather than fear or shame. I recognize that premature revelation could create obstacles and resistance that would complicate my expansion plans, while delayed revelation from a position of strength provides me with greater control over timing and outcomes. The timing of my disclosure will be deliberate and purposeful, designed to maximize positive impact while minimizing negative consequences for relationships I value. My growing financial independence creates psychological freedom that affects every aspect of my daily experience. The knowledge that I could support myself comfortably without dependence on David's income or his family's approval changes my perspective on conflicts, criticisms, and social dynamics that previously caused anxiety and self-doubt. Financial security provides options that enable authentic behavior rather than performance designed to maintain relationships that may not serve my long-term interests. The professional identity and expertise I've developed through practical experience and dedicated study provide me with confidence that commands respect business professionals regardless of my formal educational background or social connections. The competence that emerges from demonstrated success in challenging situations creates foundation for continued growth and development that no longer requires external validation or permission from people who lack vision to recognize unconventional. The teaching position that David's family views as evidence of my limited ambitions actually provides perfect cover for building sophisticated business relationships and developing market intelligence that informs my strategic decision-making. Every interaction with successful parents becomes opportunity for networking and market research. Preparing and narrating this story took us a lot of time, so if you are enjoying it, subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. Now back to the story. Every demonstration of organizational competence in educational settings becomes marketing for my professional capabilities. Every successful school event becomes proof of concept for my ability to manage complex projects and exceed client expectations. The parent-teacher conferences I conduct provide direct access to corporate executives, entrepreneurs, and high-net-worth individuals who might never consider hiring an event planner through traditional business channels. The trust that develops through educational relationships creates foundation for business conversations that lead to consulting opportunities and long-term client relationships. The school environment enables relationship building that bypasses conventional business development challenges while providing natural opportunities to demonstrate competence and professionalism. The fundraising events I coordinate for the school demonstrate sophisticated project management and stakeholder coordination capabilities that impress parents while generating positive word-of-mouth marketing for my business services. The successful execution of school events provides tangible evidence of my ability to manage multiple vendors, coordinate complex logistics, and deliver memorable experiences within strict budget constraints. The educational setting enables me to showcase capabilities while building reputation that supports business development activities. My systematic approach to client acquisition involves identifying potential clients through educational connections, then gradually transitioning conversations from school-related topics to business challenges where my services could provide value. The natural progression from parent-teacher relationship to professional business relationship eliminates the cold calling and competitive bidding processes that challenge most service businesses while creating trust foundation that supports premium pricing and long-term partnerships. The competitive advantages I've developed through my unique market position enable me to offer services that conventional event planning companies cannot match due to their standardized procedures and limited flexibility. My willingness to provide highly personalized service, accommodate unusual requests, and adapt to changing requirements creates client satisfaction levels that generate strong referral business and repeat engagements. The differentiation strategy enables premium pricing while building sustainable competitive moats that protect market position. The vendor relationships I've cultivated enable access to resources and capabilities that would be difficult for competitors to replicate without substantial time investment and relationship building. My systematic approach to vendor management includes performance evaluation, strategic partnership development, and exclusive arrangement negotiation that create cost advantages while ensuring service quality standards. The vendor network provides operational leverage that enables delivery of sophisticated events while maintaining profitable margins. The operational procedures I've developed ensure consistent service delivery across diverse client requirements and event types while maintaining quality standards that exceed client expectations. The systematic approach to project management includes detailed planning protocols, communication procedures, and quality assurance checkpoints that eliminate common failure points while enabling confident commitment to demanding timelines and complex requirements. The operational excellence creates client confidence that supports expansion into larger and more prestigious engagements. As I prepare for the upcoming Thanksgiving revelation that will expose my true professional identity and achievements, I approach the moment with excitement rather than anxiety because I understand that authentic relationships require honest communication and mutual respect. The family members who can appreciate my accomplishments and adapt to new relationship dynamics will remain important parts of my life, while those who cannot make this adjustment will reveal their own limitations and priorities. The transformation I've achieved represents proof that extraordinary outcomes are available to individuals willing to pursue extraordinary preparation and maintain extraordinary persistence despite temporary obstacles and discouragement. The cramped storage room behind my classroom transforms into a sophisticated business operations center every afternoon once the last student leaves and the hallways grow quiet. While other teachers head home to grade papers and prepare lessons, I unlock the metal cabinet that houses equipment worth more than most people's annual salaries. Professional-grade video conferencing systems, secure communication devices, and multiple monitors create a command center that enables me to coordinate million-dollar events while maintaining the appearance of a dedicated educator focused solely on third-grade mathematics and reading comprehension. The transformation of this space required 8 months of careful planning and strategic equipment acquisition that demonstrates my commitment to operational excellence despite resource constraints. Climate control modifications maintain optimal conditions for sensitive electronics, while soundproofing ensures complete privacy for confidential client conversations. The Internet infrastructure supports simultaneous video conferences with clients across multiple time zones, while encrypted communication protocols protect sensitive business information from unauthorized access. My afternoon routine in this hidden command center follows structured procedures that maximize productivity during the narrow window between school dismissal and evening family obligations. The systematic approach enables comprehensive business management while maintaining the teaching responsibilities that provide perfect cover for my expanding professional network and growing financial independence. Every piece of equipment serves specific functions that support strategic planning, client relationship management, and operational oversight activities. The document management system I developed provides military-grade security for contracts, financial records, and strategic plans that comprise my business operations. Fireproof filing cabinets protect original agreements, while multiple backup systems ensure information accessibility from remote locations. The organizational structure enables immediate location of specific documents while maintaining professional standards that satisfy legal requirements and compliance procedures demanded by Fortune 500 clients. My client communication protocols demonstrate sophistication that rivals established consulting firms and corporate service providers. High-definition video conferencing enables face-to-face meetings with executives who assume I operate from traditional corporate offices in downtown business districts. The audio quality and visual presentation maintain professional standards that reinforce my credibility during complex negotiations and strategic planning discussions with clients whose decisions affect thousands of employees and millions of dollars in corporate revenue. The afternoon client calls begin promptly at 3:45 when I can guarantee uninterrupted focus on business matters requiring executive-level attention and strategic thinking. Today's schedule includes project status meetings with 3 different corporate clients, contract negotiations for a pharmaceutical company's annual shareholder meeting, and strategic planning discussion for a technology startup's investor presentation that could determine their access to Series B funding. Each conversation requires complete mental transition from elementary education to sophisticated business analysis. The pharmaceutical contract represents my largest single engagement to date, involving coordination of a 3-day conference for 800 medical professionals at a luxury resort in Colorado. The scope includes keynote speaker management, continuing education credit coordination, pharmaceutical company exhibition logistics, and entertainment programming that maintains professional standards while creating memorable experiences for participants. The project requires managing 17 different vendors while ensuring compliance with strict medical industry regulations and corporate ethics guidelines. The complexity of managing multiple high-stakes projects simultaneously while maintaining teaching excellence demonstrates time management and organizational capabilities that would challenge experienced business executives. My systematic approach to priority management enables seamless transition between elementary education responsibilities and sophisticated business operations without compromising performance standards in either domain. The dual identity requires constant mental agility and strategic thinking about resource allocation and attention management. The technology startup consulting engagement involves developing comprehensive event strategy for an investor presentation that could secure $25 million in Series B funding for their artificial intelligence platform. The stakes couldn't be higher as the company's future depends entirely on impressing venture capital firms whose investment decisions shape entire industries. My responsibility includes venue selection, presentation logistics, investor experience design, and contingency planning for potential technical difficulties or unexpected complications. The preparation for this engagement required extensive research into venture capital decision-making processes, investor preferences, and presentation best practices that influence funding outcomes. I studied successful pitch presentations, analyzed venue selection criteria, and interviewed former portfolio managers to understand subtle factors that affect investor psychology and decision-making. The knowledge acquisition demonstrates commitment to client success that extends far beyond basic event coordination. The venue selection process alone required evaluating 43 different locations across 3 metropolitan areas while considering factors including technological capabilities, acoustics, lighting control, parking availability, security requirements, and psychological impact on investor participants. Each venue presented unique advantages and challenges that required careful analysis of client priorities and strategic objectives. The final recommendation balances practical considerations with psychological factors that could influence investor perception and funding decisions. The investor experience design addresses every touchpoint from arrival procedures through departure logistics, ensuring seamless coordination that eliminates distractions while enabling focus on business presentations and relationship development opportunities. The systematic approach to experience planning includes transportation coordination, networking facilitation, dining arrangements, and follow-up communication strategies that extend relationship building beyond the formal presentation timeframe. My corporate law firm clients require different expertise focusing on confidentiality, discretion, and understanding of legal industry dynamics that affect event planning and business relationship management. The quarterly partner retreat I'm coordinating involves managing personalities and egos that could undermine firm stability if not handled with exceptional diplomatic skill and strategic thinking. The challenge involves creating environments that encourage honest discussion while preventing conflicts that could damage professional relationships. The law firm engagement requires deep understanding of partnership structures, compensation frameworks, and strategic challenges facing legal practices in rapidly changing regulatory and competitive environments. My preparation included studying legal industry trends, partnership dissolution case studies, and conflict resolution methodologies that inform event design and facilitation strategies. The knowledge base enables meaningful contribution to strategic discussions while maintaining appropriate boundaries between event coordination and business consulting. The retreat agenda development required balancing competing interests and personalities while addressing substantive business issues that affect firm profitability and strategic direction. Partners with different practice specialties, compensation levels, and strategic visions need structured opportunities for productive dialogue without creating platforms for destructive confrontations. The facilitation approach emphasizes collaborative problem solving while ensuring equal participation and respectful communication. The financial services client portfolio includes regional banks, investment advisory firms, and insurance companies whose compliance requirements create additional complexity for event planning and vendor coordination. The banking industry's regulatory environment demands extensive documentation, background verification, and security protocols that exceed typical corporate event standards. My systematic approach to compliance management ensures adherence to federal regulations while maintaining operational efficiency and client satisfaction. The community bank's annual board retreat requires sophisticated understanding of fiduciary responsibilities, regulatory oversight, and strategic planning processes that govern financial institution management. Board members include prominent business leaders whose reputations and professional relationships affect community economic development and regional business climate. The retreat design must encourage strategic thinking while protecting confidential information and maintaining regulatory compliance. The vendor management coordination demonstrates sophisticated procurement and partnership development capabilities that create cost advantages while ensuring service quality standards. My systematic approach to vendor evaluation includes performance assessment, financial stability analysis, and cultural fit evaluation that ensures reliable service delivery while protecting client interests. The vendor relationships create operational efficiencies while supporting local business development and community engagement. The catering vendor selection process involves evaluating capabilities across multiple criteria including food quality, presentation standards, dietary accommodation expertise, service professionalism, and logistical flexibility. Each vendor presents different strengths and limitations that require careful matching with specific client requirements and event objectives. The selection decisions balance cost considerations with quality standards while ensuring reliable execution under demanding timelines and changing circumstances. The entertainment vendor coordination requires understanding client demographics, corporate cultures, and professional boundaries while creating memorable experiences that enhance relationship building without compromising professional standards. The entertainment options must appeal to diverse audience preferences while maintaining appropriate tone and content for business environments. The booking process requires careful contract negotiation and performance guarantee arrangements that protect client interests. The transportation logistics coordination involves managing multiple arrival and departure schedules while accommodating last-minute changes and unexpected complications. The systematic approach to transportation planning includes backup arrangements, real-time communication protocols, and contingency procedures that ensure reliable service delivery despite weather delays, traffic complications, or mechanical difficulties. The transportation experience reflects overall event quality and affects participant satisfaction levels. The technology integration planning addresses presentation requirements, communication needs, and connectivity demands that enable seamless business operations during events. The systematic approach to technology coordination includes equipment testing, technical support arrangements, and backup system preparation that prevents disruptions while ensuring professional presentation standards. The technology reliability directly affects client confidence and event success outcomes. My team coordination demonstrates leadership capabilities that enable effective management of specialized professionals across diverse functional areas. The systematic approach to team development includes skill assessment, training coordination, and performance management that ensures consistent service delivery while supporting professional advancement and career development. The team building creates organizational capabilities that differentiate my company from competitors while enabling expansion into larger and more complex engagements. The staff training programs address technical competency, client relationship management, communication protocols, and professional development opportunities that enable team members to represent my company effectively while advancing their individual career objectives. The comprehensive training approach creates service quality consistency while building organizational knowledge base that supports continued growth and capability expansion. The project management methodologies I implement enable coordination of complex initiatives involving multiple stakeholders, competing priorities, and demanding timelines. The systematic approach to project planning includes risk assessment, resource allocation, communication protocols, and quality assurance procedures that ensure successful completion while maintaining client satisfaction and team performance standards. The project management expertise enables confident commitment to challenging engagements while protecting client interests and company reputation. The quality control systems provide continuous monitoring of client satisfaction, vendor performance, and team effectiveness while enabling immediate response to performance variations or unexpected challenges. The measurement frameworks capture quantitative metrics and qualitative feedback that inform strategic decision-making and operational improvements. The quality control capabilities ensure consistent excellence while enabling continuous enhancement of service offerings and competitive positioning. The competitive intelligence gathering provides comprehensive understanding of market developments, competitor strategies, and industry trends that inform strategic positioning and service development. The systematic monitoring enables proactive response to market changes while identifying opportunities for differentiation and market share expansion. The intelligence capability supports strategic decision-making while protecting competitive advantages and market position. The client feedback analysis generates actionable insights that drive service improvement and capability enhancements across all business divisions. The systematic approach to feedback collection includes formal surveys, informal conversations, and performance measurement that identify patterns and trends affecting client satisfaction
and loyalty development.
The feedback analysis enables continuous improvement while maintaining focus on client value creation and relationship building. The financial performance monitoring provides real-time visibility into revenue generation, cost management, and profitability optimization across all client relationships and service offerings. The analytical capabilities enable strategic decision-making about pricing, capacity management, and expansion opportunities while ensuring sustainable growth and financial stability. The financial management expertise supports confident expansion while protecting existing operations and maintaining service quality standards. The market expansion planning addresses opportunities for geographic growth and service capability enhancement that leverage existing client relationships while developing new revenue streams. The systematic approach to expansion includes market analysis, competitive assessment, and resource requirement evaluation that informs strategic decision-making about growth timing and investment priorities. The expansion capabilities support long-term strategic development while maintaining operational excellence and client satisfaction standards. Meanwhile, the family dynamics at home continue escalating in ways that make my eventual revelation both inevitable and necessary for maintaining psychological health and authentic relationships. David's sister Jennifer has appointed herself as family coordinator for the upcoming Thanksgiving celebration, taking every opportunity to remind me of my peripheral status within family hierarchy, while planning activities that systematically exclude meaningful participation from anyone lacking sufficient financial resources or social connections. The family text message group that Jennifer created specifically excludes me while coordinating logistics for Thanksgiving weekend activities that assume my presence without requiring my input or considering my preferences. The systematic exclusion creates obvious communication gaps while reinforcing my status as dependent rather than partner in family decision-making processes. The psychological impact of deliberate exclusion intensifies my motivation for dramatic revelation that will permanently alter family relationship dynamics. Carol's comments during family gatherings have become increasingly pointed about my career limitations and financial circumstances, creating uncomfortable situations that test David's loyalty while demonstrating his family's collective inability to recognize competence that doesn't conform to their conventional expectations. The condescending advice about professional development and financial planning reveals assumptions about my capabilities that will make the eventual revelation particularly dramatic and psychologically impactful. David's response to family treatment demonstrates his internalization of hierarchical thinking that prioritizes family approval over spousal partnership and mutual respect. His failure to defend me against obvious slights and systematic exclusion reveals character limitations that may prove incompatible with authentic marriage based on equality and mutual support. The relationship challenges create additional motivation for achieving financial independence that eliminates dependence on marriage for economic security or social acceptance. The upcoming Thanksgiving gathering represents perfect opportunity for dramatic revelation that will demonstrate my true capabilities while providing family members with unavoidable evidence of their misjudgments and systematic underestimation. The timing coincides with completion of my largest corporate contract while positioning me for expansion into new markets and service capabilities that will establish industry leadership and professional recognition. The psychological preparation for family revelation includes strategic planning for various potential responses while maintaining focus on authentic communication and relationship development based on mutual respect rather than hierarchical positioning. The revelation represents commitment to personal integrity and dignity rather than attempt to maintain relationships built on false premises and systematic disrespect of my actual capabilities and achievements. The corporate event I'm coordinating for Thanksgiving week involves 300 executives from Williams Industries, the same company where David works in middle management, attending an exclusive networking gala that celebrates industry leadership and recognizes outstanding professional achievement. The irony of coordinating an event for David's employer while he remains completely unaware of my business activities creates perfect conditions for revelation that will demonstrate my capabilities while highlighting the gap between family perceptions and reality. The Williams Industries contract represents strategic positioning that enables natural transition from secret entrepreneur to recognized industry leader while creating opportunities for David to witness my professional competence firsthand. The event coordination requires managing every detail of an experience designed to impress business leaders whose decisions affect regional economic development while demonstrating my ability to operate effectively within corporate environments his family assumes are beyond my capabilities. The guest list includes CEOs, board members, and senior executives whose names David would recognize from business publications and regional news coverage. The networking opportunities enable me to build relationships with industry leaders while demonstrating competence that commands respect from sophisticated business professionals. The professional recognition creates foundation for continued expansion while validating my transformation from underestimated teacher to respected business leader whose achievements speak for themselves. The emergency family meeting that Carol Williams convenes 2 days before Thanksgiving creates an atmosphere of barely concealed hostility that reaches new heights of sophisticated cruelty. The gathering takes place in their formal dining room where crystal stemware and imported china create an environment of established refinement that Carol uses to reinforce social hierarchies she's spent years cultivating. The mahogany table reflects overhead lighting that illuminates faces arranged strategically to emphasize inclusion and exclusion patterns that have become Carol's signature method of family control. Carol begins by announcing that this year's Thanksgiving celebration will honor family traditions and values by limiting participation to blood relatives and their worthy spouses who demonstrate appropriate appreciation for Williams' family standards. Her presentation includes detailed explanations of seating arrangements, contribution expectations, and behavioral guidelines that leave no ambiguity about my peripheral status within family dynamics. The systematic exclusion reaches levels of sophistication that would impress military strategists planning psychological warfare campaigns. David sits silently checking his work email while Carol outlines plans that position him as favored son whose career success and family loyalty deserve recognition through preferential treatment and elevated status within family hierarchy. His complete failure to object to obvious exclusion tactics reveals character deficiencies that make our marriage relationship increasingly untenable despite years of accommodation and hope for improvement. The psychological distance between us grows wider with each display of his unwillingness to defend basic dignity and respect. Jennifer contributes to the planning discussion by suggesting additional activities that require significant financial investment while creating opportunities for my economic limitations to become visible reminders of social inadequacy. Her recommendations include wine tastings featuring bottles that cost more than most people's weekly groceries, spa treatments at exclusive facilities that cater to wealthy clientele, and shopping excursions to boutiques where casual purchases exceed my apparent monthly income. The suggestions appear thoughtful while actually emphasizing class differences. The conversation shifts to accommodation arrangements that reveal the true depth of systematic exclusion Carol has orchestrated for this Thanksgiving gathering. The main house will accommodate Carol, Robert, Jennifer, and her husband Mark, while David and I receive assignments to the converted garage apartment that lacks heating, proper bathroom facilities, and basic comfort amenities. Carol presents this arrangement as practical necessity rather than deliberate humiliation, but the message communicates clearly to all participants about relative family value and status. The financial contribution discussion reaches new levels of condescending charity as Carol announces that my teaching salary limitations require family subsidization of vacation expenses to ensure my participation in activities beyond my economic capabilities. Her presentation includes detailed breakdowns of costs that emphasize the charitable nature of family support while creating obligation for grateful behavior and humble acknowledgement of financial dependence. The mathematical precision of humiliation demonstrates Carol's sophisticated understanding of psychological manipulation techniques. Jennifer supplements her mother's financial presentation by offering to purchase appropriate clothing for family activities since my limited wardrobe clearly lacks sophistication necessary for William's family gatherings in public settings. Her generous offer includes detailed suggestions about style improvements and accessory selections that would enhance my appearance while bringing my presentation standards closer to family expectations. The charitable gesture creates additional obligation while reinforcing perceptions of inadequacy and dependence. David's participation in these discussions reveals his complete internalization of family perspectives about my limitations and need for guidance from people with superior knowledge and experience. His suggestions about my professional development and financial management demonstrate alignment with family assumptions while showing no awareness of condescending implications or emotional impact of systematic exclusion. The disconnect between David's perceptions and my actual circumstances becomes insurmountable during these conversations. The breaking point arrives when Robert suggests that I might benefit from career counseling to help develop realistic goals and practical strategies for improving my economic situation through better decision-making and professional development. His recommendation includes references to community college programs and entry-level positions that could provide advancement opportunities for someone with my educational background and limited experience. The patronizing advice delivered in front of the entire family represents the final moment where accommodation becomes impossible. My response surprises everyone at the table through its calm professionalism and subtle assertion of competence that challenges their fundamental assumptions. I thank Robert for his concern while mentioning my systematic approach to professional development and strategic business relationships that enable meaningful contribution to regional economic development. My comments remain deliberately vague to avoid premature revelation while establishing that I possess knowledge and capabilities exceeding their expectations. The family members respond with polite interest while clearly dismissing my statements as exaggeration or misunderstanding of basic professional concepts. Their condescending smiles and exchanged glances communicate shared amusement about my apparent delusions of competence and success. The psychological cruelty of systematic dismissal reaches levels that eliminate any remaining obligation for preserving relationships built on false premises and deliberate disrespect. The drive home from the Williams house provides opportunity to process the evening's systematic humiliation while observing David's complete obliviousness to emotional damage inflicted through family interactions. His enthusiastic discussion of Thanksgiving plans and family generosity reveals his inability to recognize condescension and exclusion that characterize my experience within his family circle. The gap between David's perception and my reality becomes a chasm that no amount of explanation or accommodation can bridge. My decision to reveal my business success emerges from recognition that continuing to accept treatment denying my dignity and capabilities serves no constructive purpose for personal development or relationship improvement. The revelation will create dramatic changes in family dynamics, but I understand that authentic relationships require honest communication and mutual respect that currently does not exist. The upcoming Thanksgiving gathering represents the perfect opportunity for transformation that will benefit everyone through introduction of truth and reality. The Monday morning following the family meeting finds me approaching my teaching responsibilities with renewed clarity about the gap between public identity and private achievements. The contrast between family perceptions of my financial limitations and the reality of coordinating million-dollar corporate events creates psychological tension that demands resolution through decisive action. The dual identity maintenance requires emotional energy that could be better invested in continued business development and professional recognition activities. The Williams Industries Thanksgiving Gala that I'm coordinating reaches final preparation stages with attention to detail that would impress event planning professionals from major metropolitan markets. The 3-day corporate retreat includes keynote presentations from industry leaders, networking opportunities with Fortune 500 executives, and entertainment programming that creates memorable experiences while strengthening business relationships. The scope and sophistication demonstrate capabilities that few independent event planners could deliver within demanding timeline and quality standards. The venue selection process required evaluating luxury hotels across 3 states while considering factors including executive accommodation standards, conference facilities, recreational amenities, and psychological impact on participant experience. The final choice provides perfect setting for dramatic revelation while ensuring optimal conditions for business relationship development and strategic planning activities. The location enables seamless coordination of complex logistics while maintaining confidentiality and exclusivity standards. The guest list includes 247 corporate executives whose combined influence affects regional employment, economic development, and business climate throughout the southeastern states. The networking opportunities represent strategic positioning for continued business expansion while demonstrating my ability to coordinate events that attract sophisticated business leaders. The professional recognition creates foundation for industry leadership while validating my transformation from underestimated teacher to respected entrepreneur. The menu development process involved collaboration with celebrity chefs whose culinary expertise creates dining experiences that exceed typical corporate event standards. The systematic approach to food service includes wine pairings, dietary accommodation protocols, and presentation standards that reflect attention to detail, distinguishing luxury events from conventional business gatherings. The dining program creates opportunities for relationship building while demonstrating sophisticated understanding of executive preferences and expectations. The entertainment coordination addresses diverse preferences while maintaining professional standards appropriate for corporate environments. The performance selections balance sophistication with accessibility while creating shared experiences that facilitate networking and relationship development among participants from different industries and geographic regions. The entertainment programming reflects careful analysis of audience demographics and cultural sensitivities that ensure positive reception and memorable experiences. The logistics coordination requires managing transportation for executives arriving from multiple cities while accommodating various scheduling constraints and travel preferences. The systematic approach to arrival and departure coordination includes ground transportation, airport coordination, and accommodation assignments that ensure seamless experiences for busy professionals whose time demands efficient management and respectful attention to individual requirements. The technology infrastructure addresses presentation requirements, communication needs, and connectivity demands that enable effective business operations during retreat activities. The comprehensive technology planning includes backup systems, technical support coordination, and equipment testing protocols that prevent disruptions while ensuring professional presentation standards. The technology reliability directly affects participant satisfaction and event success outcomes. The security arrangements address confidentiality requirements and privacy concerns affecting corporate executives whose presence could attract unwanted attention or create competitive intelligence opportunities for unauthorized individuals. The systematic approach to security coordination includes venue access control, communication monitoring, and personal protection arrangements that ensure safe and secure environment for sensitive business discussions. The final preparation activities consume 18-hour days during the week leading up to Thanksgiving as I coordinate vendor deliveries, staff assignments, and last-minute adjustments that ensure flawless execution despite complexity and demanding timeline. The systematic approach to final preparations includes contingency planning, emergency protocols, and communication procedures that enable immediate response to unexpected complications or changing requirements. The morning of the Williams Industries Thanksgiving Gala arrives with perfect weather conditions and seamless coordination of multiple moving parts that demonstrate organizational capabilities developed through 2 years of systematic business development. The venue transformation creates sophisticated environment that exceeds participant expectations while providing optimal conditions for networking, relationship, and strategic planning activities. The execution quality reflects attention to detail that distinguishes professional event management from amateur coordination efforts. Meanwhile, the Williams family Thanksgiving gathering proceeds according to Carol's carefully orchestrated plans that position me as grateful recipient of family charity rather than equal participant in family activities. The accommodation arrangements in the converted garage create obvious discomfort while reinforcing status distinctions that Carol has designed to emphasize my peripheral position within family hierarchy. The systematic exclusion reaches levels that eliminate any remaining doubt about intentional psychological manipulation. The family dinner conversation includes multiple references to my career limitations and financial dependence while carefully avoiding topics where I might demonstrate knowledge or competence that challenge established assumptions. Carol's skill at directing conversation maintains focus on my deficiencies while creating opportunities for helpful advice and charitable guidance from family members whose superior circumstances qualify them to provide wisdom and direction for improving my situation. The moment of revelation arrives when Carol receives the phone call from Williams Industries corporate headquarters confirming details for the executive gala that their company is attending during Thanksgiving week. The conversation becomes increasingly animated as Carol realizes that someone named Sarah Chen is coordinating the most prestigious corporate event in the company's history, bringing together industry leaders whose business relationships affect millions of dollars in corporate revenue and thousands of employment opportunities. The confusion on Carol's face intensifies as she struggles to process information that challenges her fundamental assumptions about competence, success, and social positioning. Her questions become increasingly urgent as she attempts to understand how someone with my name could possibly be connected to sophisticated business operations that exceed anything in her family's professional experience. The cognitive dissonance creates visible distress as reality conflicts with carefully constructed belief systems. David's expression transforms from casual interest to shocked bewilderment as he recognizes the implications of information that his mother is sharing about corporate events and business relationships that seem impossible given his understanding of my capabilities and circumstances. His attempts to process contradictory information create psychological stress that becomes visible through facial expressions and body language that reveal internal conflict between established assumptions and emerging evidence. Jennifer's marketing background enables faster comprehension of business implications, but her shock exceeds that of other family members as she recognizes the sophistication and scale of operations that would be required to coordinate events attracting Fortune 500 executives and industry leaders. Her professional knowledge makes the revelation more dramatic because she understands exactly what capabilities and achievements are necessary for managing corporate events at this level of complexity and prestige. The family's collective realization that I have been systematically building sophisticated business empire while enduring their condescension and exclusion creates psychological impact that transforms every assumption about competence, achievement, and social positioning. The revelation eliminates possibility of continued dismissal or rationalization while forcing acknowledgement of systematic misjudgment and deliberate underestimation of capabilities and achievements. Robert's business experience enables him to appreciate the financial implications and professional recognition associated with coordinating corporate events for major companies like Williams Industries. His understanding of business operations makes the revelation particularly meaningful because he recognizes exactly what skills and achievements are necessary for building client relationships with Fortune 500 companies and regional business leaders. The immediate aftermath of revelation creates silence that reflects the magnitude of psychological adjustment required as family members process information that fundamentally challenges their worldview and relationship assumptions. The systematic exclusion and condescending treatment suddenly appear as evidence of their limitations rather than mine, creating cognitive dissonance that requires significant mental and emotional adjustment to resolve. Carol's attempts to minimize the significance of my achievements through suggestions that luck or connections explain success demonstrate desperate effort to maintain established psychological frameworks rather than acknowledge fundamental errors in judgment and treatment. Her resistance to accepting evidence of my competence reveals character limitations that may prevent positive relationship development despite clear demonstration of previous misjudgments. David's struggle to reconcile revelation with his understanding of our marriage relationship creates immediate crisis that requires fundamental reevaluation of assumptions about partnership, contribution, and mutual respect. His previous failure to defend me against family exclusion suddenly appears as evidence of character deficiencies rather than family loyalty, creating accountability that he may be unprepared to acknowledge or address. The transformation from excluded daughter-in-law to recognized business leader occurs instantaneously but requires ongoing relationship negotiation as family members adjust to reality that challenges everything they believed about competence, achievement, and social positioning. The revelation provides opportunity for authentic relationship development based on mutual respect rather than hierarchical positioning, but success depends on individual capacity for growth and adaptation. The Williams Industries proceeds with flawless execution that demonstrates my capabilities while providing tangible evidence of business success and professional recognition that eliminates possibility of continued dismissal or minimization. The event creates networking opportunities with industry leaders while establishing my reputation as sophisticated business professional whose achievements reflect preparation and strategic thinking rather than luck or inherited advantages. The evening concludes with recognition that relationships built on false premises and systematic disrespect cannot continue without fundamental changes in behavior and attitude from all participants. The revelation provides opportunity for positive development, but authentic partnership requires acknowledgement of previous misjudgments and commitment to mutual respect that may prove impossible for individuals invested in maintaining hierarchical positioning and social superiority. The future holds unlimited possibilities for continued business expansion and professional recognition that no longer require concealment or apologetic presentation. The transformation from secret entrepreneur to acknowledged business leader represents natural evolution that aligns external identity with internal reality while creating foundation for relationships based on truth rather than performance, designed to maintain social acceptance through systematic self-diminishment and accommodation of deliberate disrespect. The silence that follows Carol's phone call stretches across the Williams family dining room like a physical presence, heavy with the weight of shattered assumptions and crumbling hierarchies. I watch each face process the impossible reality that the woman they've systematically excluded and patronized for 3 years has been orchestrating corporate events that exceed anything in their professional experience. The cognitive dissonance creates visible distress as their carefully constructed worldview collides with undeniable evidence of my success. David stares at me with the expression of someone discovering that their closest companion has been living a completely different existence. His mouth opens and closes without sound as he struggles to reconcile the wife he thought he knew with the business executive whose name is being discussed by his company's senior leadership. The betrayal he feels isn't about deception but about the fundamental questioning of his own perception and judgment that my revelation forces him to confront. Carol's hands tremble slightly as she sets down her phone, her usual composure fractured by information that doesn't fit into any category her mind can easily process. She built her identity around being the sophisticated matriarch who could assess people's worth and potential with aristocratic precision. My success represents more than a miscalculation, it exposes the limitations of her entire social framework and the poverty of her understanding about intelligence and capability. Jennifer's marketing background enables her to grasp the business implications faster than the others, but this knowledge makes her shock more profound. She understands exactly what kind of strategic thinking, relationship building, and operational excellence would be required to coordinate events for Fortune 500 executives. Her professional expertise forces her to acknowledge that my achievements far exceed her own career accomplishments despite her university degree and corporate position. Robert sits back in his chair with the slow deliberation of someone whose fundamental assumptions about merit and achievement have just been demolished. His insurance background taught him to assess risk and capability based on conventional markers, but my success emerged from channels he never learned to recognize or value. The revelation forces him to question not just his judgment of me but his entire framework for understanding professional competence and business success. The first words come from Jennifer, whose voice carries a mixture of awe and wounded pride that reflects her struggle to process information that elevates me far above her own professional status. She asks how long I've been running this business, her tone suggesting that timeline might somehow minimize the significance of my achievements. The question reveals her desperate search for explanations that preserve some remnant of the superiority she's enjoyed for years. I respond with calm professionalism that contrasts sharply with their obvious distress, explaining that my business development began 22 months ago with systematic market research and strategic planning that identified opportunities in corporate event management. My measured tone emphasizes the deliberate nature of my transformation while avoiding any hint of vindictiveness or satisfaction at their discomfort. The response demonstrates the emotional maturity I've developed through managing complex client relationships and high-pressure business situations. David finally finds his voice to ask why I never told him about my business activities, his question revealing hurt feelings and confusion about our marriage relationship rather than appreciation for my achievements. His focus on perceived betrayal rather than demonstrated competence shows his inability to move beyond his own emotional reactions to consider the broader implications of systematic family exclusion that made honesty impossible or inadvisable. My explanation addresses the practical challenges of revealing business success to people who had already decided I lacked capability for meaningful achievement. I describe the psychological impossibility of sharing professional victories with family members whose identities seem to depend on viewing me as inferior and dependent. The explanation helps them understand that secrecy emerged from their behavior rather than deceptive intent on my part. Carol attempts to regain control of the situation by suggesting that my business success might be temporary or dependent on factors beyond my control, demonstrating her continued inability to accept evidence that challenges her established worldview. Her comments reveal the defensive psychological mechanisms that people employ when confronted with information that threatens their sense of superiority and social positioning. I respond by providing specific details about my client portfolio, revenue growth, and industry recognition that eliminate any possibility of dismissing my achievements as luck or temporary success. The information includes contract values, client satisfaction metrics, and repeat business percentages that demonstrate sustainable competitive advantages and established market position. The data presentation reflects the analytical capabilities I've developed through business management while providing irrefutable evidence of professional competence. Jennifer asks about my education and training background, seeking explanations for capabilities that seem impossible given my community college degree and elementary teaching position. Her question reflects the common assumption that formal education credentials determine professional potential, an assumption that my success directly contradicts. The inquiry provides opportunity to discuss alternative pathways to expertise and capability development that challenge conventional thinking about professional preparation. My response emphasizes systematic self-education, practical experience, and strategic mentorship that enabled capability development outside traditional academic frameworks. I describe the discipline required for pre-dawn study sessions, the networking strategies that built professional relationships, and the risk-taking necessary for business development without conventional credentials or family support. The explanation demonstrates that achievement emerges from commitment and strategic thinking rather than inherited advantages or institutional validation. Robert's business experience enables him to ask more sophisticated questions about operational challenges and competitive positioning that reveal his growing recognition of my professional competence. His inquiries about vendor management, client acquisition strategies, and financial planning demonstrate respect for my achievements while reflecting his attempt to understand how someone could build successful business operations without conventional background or resources. The conversation gradually shifts from shocked disbelief to genuine curiosity about business operations and strategic planning as family members begin processing the reality of my transformation. Their questions become more thoughtful and less defensive as they start to appreciate the complexity and sophistication of building successful business operations while maintaining complete secrecy about professional activities and financial circumstances. David's emotional processing becomes visible as he moves through stages of confusion, hurt, and eventually admiration for achievements he never imagined possible. His struggle to reconcile his perception of our marriage with evidence of my independent success creates internal conflict that requires fundamental reevaluation of assumptions about partnership, contribution, and mutual respect within our relationship. The family dynamics undergo immediate transformation as established hierarchies dissolve under weight of demonstrated competence that can no longer be dismissed or minimized. Carol's authority as family matriarch becomes questionable when her judgment about capability and potential proves so fundamentally flawed. Jennifer's position as the successful career woman loses meaning when compared to my business achievements that exceed her corporate accomplishments. The financial implications gradually become apparent as family members realize that my business success eliminates their assumed charitable obligation for supporting my participation in family activities. The revelation transforms me from dependent family member requiring financial assistance to successful entrepreneur whose resources exceed their own economic capabilities. The role reversal creates psychological discomfort that challenges established relationship patterns. Carol's attempts to maintain social positioning through suggestions about appropriate behavior and family expectations lose credibility when delivered to someone whose professional achievements demonstrate superior judgment and strategic thinking. Her comments about lifestyle choices and social presentation seem particularly hollow when addressed to someone who successfully manages relationships with Fortune 500 executives and industry leaders. The immediate practical implications include fundamental changes in Thanksgiving celebration planning as family members recognize that previous arrangements assumed my financial limitations and social inadequacy. The accommodation assignments and activity selections that emphasized my peripheral status become inappropriate when my actual circumstances eliminate the assumed charitable nature of my participation. Jennifer suggests postponing or modifying Thanksgiving plans to allow time for processing new information and adjusting celebration arrangements to reflect changed family dynamics. Her recommendation reveals recognition that previous plans were designed around assumptions that no longer apply and cannot simply continue without acknowledging the transformation in relationships and social positioning. I declined the suggestion for celebration modifications, explaining that my business obligations require maintaining professional commitments that take priority over family gathering arrangements. The response establishes appropriate boundaries while demonstrating that my schedule and priorities no longer revolve around accommodating family preferences or expectations. The assertion of independence reflects psychological transformation that accompanies financial success and professional recognition. The conversation concludes with implicit understanding that family relationships must develop new foundations based on mutual respect and accurate understanding of individual capabilities and contributions. The revelation eliminates possibility of returning to previous relationship patterns while creating opportunity for authentic partnership based on truth rather than assumed hierarchies and systematic underestimation. The evening ends with each family member facing private reckoning with their previous behavior and assumptions while beginning psychological adjustment to reality that challenges everything they believed about competence, achievement, and social positioning. The transformation requires acknowledgement of misjudgments and commitment to relationship development based on respect rather than condescension, adaptation that may prove impossible for individuals invested in maintaining superiority through systematic exclusion of others. My drive home provides opportunity for reflection on the dramatic transformation of family dynamics while considering future possibilities for relationship development and continued business expansion. The revelation represents liberation from psychological burden of maintaining dual identities while creating foundation for authentic relationships based on truth and mutual recognition of individual worth and capability. The business operations continue expanding with renewed confidence and public recognition that no longer requires concealment or apologetic presentation. The transformation from secret entrepreneur to acknowledged business leader represents natural evolution that aligns external identity with internal reality while creating unlimited possibilities for continued growth and achievement that no longer depends on family approval or social acceptance through systematic self-diminishment. The Williams Industries Executive Gala unfolds with precision that validates every strategic decision I've made over the past 22 months. Crystal chandeliers illuminate networking conversations between industry leaders whose combined influence shapes regional economic development, while carefully orchestrated entertainment creates memorable experiences that strengthen business relationships worth millions of dollars. From my position coordinating seamless service delivery, I observe the tangible proof of my transformation from excluded family member to respected business professional whose capabilities command recognition from sophisticated corporate executives. The evening's success extends beyond flawless execution to encompass strategic relationship that positions my company for expansion into new markets and service capabilities. Fortune 500 CEOs approach me personally to discuss future collaboration opportunities, their interest reflecting genuine appreciation for operational excellence rather than polite social courtesy. The professional validation creates foundation for continued growth while demonstrating that authentic achievement generates sustainable competitive advantages that no amount of inherited privilege or conventional credentials can replicate. David appears unexpectedly among the gala attendees, his presence creating surreal intersection between my professional identity and personal relationships that forces immediate integration of previously separate worlds. His expression combines amazement at the sophisticated event coordination with bewilderment at discovering his wife commanding respect from corporate executives whose names he recognizes from business publications and company communications. The visual evidence of my professional competence eliminates any remaining possibility of dismissing or minimizing my achievements. The interaction between David and Williams Industries senior leadership provides real-time demonstration of my industry standing while highlighting the gap between his middle management position and my executive-level business relationships. Corporate vice presidents who barely acknowledge his existence engage me in strategic discussion about opportunities and industry trend analysis. The contrast illustrates transformation that extends far beyond financial success to encompass professional recognition and market influence that establishes my credentials within business community that determine regional economic development. Jennifer arrives with her husband Mark, their attendance reflecting curiosity about my business operations combined with continued struggle to process information that challenges fundamental assumptions about capability and achievement. Her observations of sophisticated event coordination and high-level networking conversations provide undeniable evidence of professional competence that exceeds her own career accomplishments despite her university education and corporate marketing. The visual confirmation forces acknowledgement of misjudgments that can no longer be rationalized or minimized. The guest interactions throughout the evening demonstrate relationship debates that enable effective communication with diverse personality types and professional backgrounds. Corporate attorneys, technology entrepreneurs, financial services executives, and manufacturing leaders receive personalized attention that reflects understanding of their specific industries and strategic challenges. The conversation quality reveals expertise development that rivals formal business education while demonstrating practical application of knowledge through successful client service delivery. Carol and Robert's arrival creates the most dramatic moment of the evening as they witness firsthand the professional environment where I operate with confidence and competence that contradicts every assumption they've maintained about my capabilities and potential. Their observation of respectful treatment from business leaders whose success they admire forces psychological reckoning with systematic underestimation that characterized 3 years of family interactions. The cognitive dissonance becomes impossible to ignore when surrounded by tangible evidence of professional achievement. The catering service coordination demonstrates operational management capabilities that ensure seamless dining experiences for 300 demanding executives while accommodating dietary restrictions, schedule modifications, and last-minute requests that would challenge experienced hospitality professionals. The systematic approach to service delivery reflects attention to detail that distinguishes exceptional event management from adequate coordination while creating guest satisfaction levels that generate positive word-of-mouth marketing and repeat business opportunities. The entertainment programming creates networking opportunities that facilitate relationship building among participants from different industries and geographic regions while maintaining professional atmosphere appropriate for corporate environments. The careful balance between sophistication and accessibility reflects understanding of executive preferences and cultural sensitivities that ensure positive reception across diverse audience demographics. The programming success demonstrates strategic thinking about experience design that enhances business relationship development. The technology integration enables seamless presentation delivery and communication coordination that supports productive business discussions while eliminating technical difficulties that could compromise professional interactions. The systematic approach to technology management includes backup systems and real-time troubleshooting capabilities that ensure reliable operation despite complexity and demanding performance standards. The technical reliability directly contributes to event success while reflecting operational excellence that exceeds typical corporate event standards. Carol's conversations with other gala attendees reveal her desperate attempts to establish social connections that might restore some semblance of status within environments where my professional achievements command greater respect than her family position or social pretensions. Her efforts to leverage family relationship for reflected prestige create uncomfortable situations that highlight the artificial nature of hierarchies based on inherited position rather than demonstrated competence. The social dynamics expose limitations of conventional status markers when confronted with authentic achievement. David's processing of witnessing my professional competence creates visible internal conflict as he struggles to reconcile his marriage partner with the business executive commanding respect from industry leaders. His attempts to insert himself into conversations where I'm discussing strategic planning and market analysis reveal his growing awareness of intellectual capabilities he never recognized or appreciated. The discovery forces fundamental reevaluation of assumptions about our relationship, partnership, and mutual contribution. Jennifer's marketing background enables her to appreciate the sophisticated client relationship management and strategic positioning that successful corporate event coordination requires. But this professional knowledge makes her acknowledgement of my achievements more painful because she understands exactly what capabilities and expertise are necessary for operating at this level of business sophistication. Her recognition that my professional accomplishments exceed her own career trajectory challenges identity built around educational credentials and conventional career advancement. The evening progresses with multiple opportunities for family members to observe interactions between me and corporate executives whose business decisions affect thousands of employees and millions of dollars in economic activity. The respect and recognition I receive from sophisticated business professionals eliminates any remaining possibility of dismissing my transformation as temporary success or fortunate circumstances. The sustained professional relationships demonstrate established market position that reflects systematic capability development rather than accidental achievement. Robert's business experience enables him to recognize the financial implications and operational complexity associated with coordinating corporate events that attract Fortune 500 participation. But his appreciation for my achievements creates psychological discomfort as he confronts the magnitude of his misjudgment about my potential and capabilities. His insurance industry knowledge provides framework for understanding business operations that makes my success more impressive while highlighting his failure to recognize entrepreneurial thinking and strategic planning abilities. The gala's conclusion generates immediate feedback from participants whose satisfaction levels exceed expectations while creating networking value that justifies their time investment and participation costs. The positive reception validates strategic planning and execution quality while generating referral opportunities that support continued business expansion. The professional recognition establishes industry reputation that enables confident pursuit of larger and more prestigious engagements that will further enhance market position. The post-event coordination demonstrates project management capabilities that ensure comprehensive cleanup and vendor satisfaction while maintaining professional relationships that support future collaboration opportunities. The systematic approach to event conclusion includes feedback collection, vendor evaluation, and strategic analysis that inform continuous improvement initiatives and competitive positioning enhancement. The attention to post-event details reflects operational excellence that distinguishes professional service delivery from adequate coordination. The family's departure from the gala occurs in relative silence as each member processes observations that fundamentally challenge previous assumptions about competence, achievement, and social positioning. Their witness to my professional environment eliminates any remaining foundation for condescending treatment or systematic exclusion based on perceived limitations or inadequacies. The visual evidence of business success creates accountability for previous behavior while forcing acknowledgement of systematic misjudgment. The drive home provides opportunity for reflection on the complete transformation of family dynamics while considering future possibilities for relationship development based on mutual respect and accurate understanding of individual capabilities. The professional validation received throughout the evening creates confidence for pursuing continued expansion while eliminating psychological burden of maintaining dual identities or seeking approval from people whose judgment proved fundamentally flawed. The immediate aftermath requires strategic planning for managing changed family relationships while maintaining focus on business development opportunities that emerged through gala networking and professional recognition. The transformation from secret entrepreneur to acknowledged business leader represents natural evolution that aligns external identity with internal reality while creating unlimited possibilities for continued achievement that no longer requires concealment or apologetic presentation. David's processing of witnessing my professional competence creates immediate pressure for marriage relationship evaluation as he confronts the gap between his assumptions and reality while recognizing his failure to provide support or recognition for achievements that exceeded his own career accomplishments. His struggle to reconcile established relationship patterns with evidence of my independent success forces fundamental questions about partnership equality and mutual respect that may prove impossible to resolve without significant behavioral changes. The family's collective reckoning with systematic exclusion and condescending treatment creates opportunity for relationship development based on authentic understanding and mutual appreciation, but success depends on individual capacity for acknowledging misjudgments and committing to behavioral changes that reflect respect rather than hierarchical positioning. The transformation requires psychological maturity and character development that may exceed some individuals' capability for growth and adaptation. The business expansion opportunities that emerge from gala networking include potential contracts with technology companies, financial services firms, and manufacturing corporations whose executives expressed interest in comprehensive event coordination and strategic consulting services. The relationship development creates foundation for geographic expansion and service capability enhancement that will establish industry leadership while generating sustainable competitive advantages through superior client satisfaction and strategic partnership development. The professional recognition achieved through successful gala coordination establishes credibility within business communities that determine regional economic development while creating platforms for thought leadership and industry influence that extend beyond event coordination to encompass strategic consulting and business development services. The market positioning enables confident pursuit of opportunities that align with long-term strategic objectives while maintaining operational excellence and client satisfaction standards. The transformation from excluded daughter-in-law to respected business leader represents proof that extraordinary outcomes emerge from systematic preparation and strategic execution rather than inherited advantages or conventional credentials. The achievement demonstrates principles about capability development and professional success that inspire continued growth while validating approaches to business development that prioritize competence over credentials and results over recognition. The success story provides foundation for mentoring other aspiring entrepreneurs while contributing to industry advancement through innovative service delivery and strategic thinking that challenges conventional business practices. The future holds unlimited possibilities for continued expansion and professional recognition that no longer require family approval or social acceptance through systematic accommodation of deliberate disrespect. The authentic relationships that develop from this foundation will be based on truth and mutual recognition of individual worth rather than assumed hierarchies and systematic underestimation that characterized previous family dynamics. The transformation represents commitment to personal integrity and authentic achievement that creates sustainable competitive advantages while inspiring others to pursue extraordinary goals through systematic preparation and strategic action. 6 months after the revelation that shattered their carefully constructed worldview, the Williams family dynamic has undergone complete reconstruction. Carol no longer hosts gatherings with seating arrangements designed to emphasize hierarchy because attempting to position herself above someone whose business achievements dwarf their collective accomplishments creates only embarrassment. Her social pretensions collapsed under the weight of reality, forcing genuine humility that she's still learning to navigate with any grace. David moved out 3 weeks after Thanksgiving, unable to reconcile his marriage to someone whose independence and success made his middle management position feel insignificant. His ego couldn't survive being married to a woman who generated more revenue in a month than he earned annually, especially when corporate executives at his own company sought my strategic advice while barely acknowledging his existence. The divorce proceedings moved swiftly once he accepted that our relationship was built on his family's systematic underestimation rather than mutual respect. Jennifer attempted to leverage our relationship for business connections, her desperation transparent as she suddenly positioned herself as my supportive sister-in-law despite years of condescending treatment. Her pharmaceutical company's struggling sales performance made my corporate client network particularly attractive, but authentic business relationships require trust that her previous behavior made impossible to establish. Professional integrity demanded declining her requests for introductions that would compromise my reputation with established clients. The teaching position became untenable once my business success became public knowledge within the school community. Parents who previously viewed me as their children's dedicated educator suddenly approached every interaction as networking opportunities for their own business interests. The boundary violations made effective classroom management impossible, leading to my resignation and full transition to corporate consulting that better utilized my demonstrated capabilities. My client portfolio expanded exponentially as word spread through business communities about the elementary teacher who coordinated Fortune 500 events while building million-dollar client relationships from a converted closet office. The story became legend within entrepreneurial circles, generating speaking opportunities and consulting contracts that established thought leadership around unconventional paths to business success. The narrative resonated with ambitious professionals trapped by others' limited expectations. Robert surprised everyone by becoming the family member most capable of adapting to changed circumstances. His business background enabled appreciation for entrepreneurial achievement that transcended social positioning, leading to genuine conversations about strategic planning and market development. His insurance industry knowledge proved valuable for expansion planning, creating the only family relationship that survived transition to authentic mutual respect. The corporate speaking circuit embraced my story as inspiration for overlooked talent and systematic capability development despite challenging circumstances. Business conferences, entrepreneurship programs, and leadership seminars requested presentations about building success while managing systematic exclusion and professional underestimation. The speaking fees alone exceeded my former teaching salary while establishing industry credibility that attracted premium consulting opportunities. 3 major corporations retained my services for organizational culture assessments after learning how family dynamics that discouraged excellence paralleled workplace environments that stifled innovation and employee potential. The consulting work revealed systematic patterns where organizations lost valuable talent through inability to recognize competence that emerged through unconventional channels. The corporate transformation projects generated substantial revenue while creating positive impact on employee development and organizational effectiveness. The converted garage behind my apartment became corporate headquarters for Chen Strategic Solutions, employing 23 professionals whose diverse backgrounds reflected my commitment to recognizing talent regardless of conventional credentials. The team included former teachers, military veterans, community college graduates, and career changers whose capabilities exceeded their formal qualifications. The hiring philosophy created competitive advantages through diverse perspectives and innovative problem-solving approaches. Industry recognition followed as business publications featured my transformation story alongside analysis of market trends toward independent consulting and entrepreneurial service delivery. The media attention attracted international clients whose projects required sophisticated coordination across multiple jurisdictions and cultural contexts. The global expansion validated strategic planning that prioritized capability development over credential acquisition while demonstrating scalable business models. The financial independence that emerged from systematic business development eliminated any remaining psychological dependence on family approval or social acceptance through accommodation of deliberate disrespect. The freedom enabled authentic relationship choices based on mutual respect rather than economic necessity or social obligation. The transformation proved that extraordinary preparation creates extraordinary options that conventional approaches cannot replicate. Carol's occasional attempts at reconciliation reveal continued inability to acknowledge the systematic cruelty that characterized her treatment throughout my marriage to David. Her suggestions for rebuilding family relationships assume that success obligates forgiveness without accountability for psychological damage inflicted through deliberate exclusion and condescension. The conversations remain polite but distant, reflecting my commitment to protecting emotional well-being through appropriate boundaries. The mentorship opportunities that develop through professional recognition enable supporting other women whose potential remains unrecognized by families, employers, or social circles that judge capability through limited frameworks. The guidance provides strategic thinking about systematic preparation and relationship management that enables achievement despite challenging circumstances. The mentoring relationships create meaning that extends beyond financial success to encompass positive impact on individual development and social change. The business expansion into international markets demonstrated that principles of systematic preparation and strategic relationship building create success across cultural contexts and regulatory environments. The global client portfolio includes European technology companies, Asian manufacturing corporations, and Middle Eastern financial institutions whose trust reflects consistent delivery of exceptional results regardless of geographical or cultural challenges. The industry leadership position enables advocating for recognition of unconventional talent and innovative approaches to capability development that challenge traditional assumptions about professional preparation and advancement pathways. The platform creates opportunities for systemic change that benefits individuals whose potential remains trapped by others' limited vision and conventional thinking about success markers. The personal transformation from excluded family member to respected business leader represents proof that authentic achievement emerges from internal commitment rather than external validation or inherited advantages. The journey demonstrates that systematic preparation combined with strategic persistence creates opportunities that no amount of conventional credentials or social positioning can guarantee. The success story inspires continued growth while validating approaches that prioritize competence over credentials and results over recognition. The freedom to pursue unlimited possibility without requiring permission or approval from people whose judgment proved fundamentally flawed creates foundation for continued achievement that aligns with personal values and strategic objectives. The authentic relationships that survived family transformation are based on mutual respect and accurate understanding rather than assumed hierarchies and systematic underestimation that characterized previous dynamics. Today, as I coordinate corporate strategy sessions for Fortune 100 companies while building global consulting practice that operates across 4 continents, the memory of that Thanksgiving revelation serves as a reminder that extraordinary outcomes await individuals willing to pursue extraordinary preparation despite temporary obstacles and systematic discouragement. The transformation validates principles about capability development and strategic thinking that create sustainable competitive advantages while inspiring others to pursue their own remarkable achievements through systematic preparation and authentic commitment to excellence. Up next, you've got 2 more standout stories right on your screen. If this one hit the mark, you won't want to pass these up. Just click and check them out.